Hello, my name is Vasco and welcome to this 3-in-1 banking risk management, and banking compliance masterclass. This is a 12-hour masterclass that contains 3 courses of around 4 hours each. One of them is about banking, the other is dedicated to banking risk management, and the other to banking compliance. So the first module is about the fundamentals of banking. What are the different types of banks? What are the business models of banks? What are the different types of funding? What are the different types of bank products, both loans and deposits? What are the usual agreements and covenants in loan agreements, and other fundamentals of the banking industry itself? Then, our second module is about risk management. So we cover the major risks within a bank, both the ones that are more famous, if you will, such as credit risk, market risk, and operational risk, but also other risks which may be more subtle but are still important to notice. And we also talk about how to calculate the regulatory capital for the 3 major risks: credit risk, market risk, and operational risk within different versions of the Basel framework. And finally, our third module is the banking compliance course. That is, we focus on the different areas of banking compliance. We focus on microprudential and macroprudential regulation, for example, which are measures including capital requirements to keep a bank safe and sound. We focus both on the microprudential regulation, which covers all banks, but also macroprudential regulation, which is only for the biggest and the most interconnected banks, and which includes additional measures such as stress tests or resolution plans. Then, we focus on consumer protection, that is, compliance in terms of protecting a bank's customers, data protection, disclosing the terms of their loans and deposits, and other measures. Then, we focus on anti-crime compliance, that is, anti-money laundering and counter-financing of terrorism. What are the reports, what are the structures, and what are the processes to make sure that you don't allow illicit money to enter a bank? And finally, we talk about payment compliance. It's a smaller area, but still important. What are the major payment directives that banks have to comply with? So you may ask, who is this course for? It's mostly for banking professionals, naturally, either current ones or future ones who are contemplating getting into banking, because we cover all the fundamentals of what the banking industry and the banking activity consist of, but we also cover the major risks and the major areas of compliance. So if you are a banking professional, especially within risk management or compliance, this definitely is the course for you. But I would even argue that if you just are somebody else who has an interest in how banking works, in how the risks in banking work, or the areas of compliance, it's still going to be a very useful course, because this information doesn't only affect banks, it affects a lot of other industries and a lot of other corporations. The course slides are included as PDFs, both individual slides for individual lessons, but also the full package with all course slides in the first lesson and the final lesson, in case you want to read everything at once or download everything at once. And you also have quizzes after every single topic to consolidate what you've learned in that given topic. I would suggest that you watch the free preview videos just to gauge whether the course is for you, whether you like the style, and so on. And remember that you always have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If this sounds like the course for you, it would be an absolute pleasure to have you as a student and see you on the inside. Thank you so much for watching.